Hello, friends. I'm Sam from Sam's Disney Diary. That is Greg from Fantasyland News Blog. It is Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. This is This Week at Walt Disney World live with Sam and Greg. And it's been one heck of a week. Greg, what is happening?
Well, Sam, when the walls come tumbling down, my friend, CommuniCore Hall and all the walls are now, CommuniCore Hall and Plaza is now open. We got to see Celebration Encanto. The walls are down. Things are falling near you. Tiana's Bayou, you and I got to experience riding it for the first time. We got more Epcot stuff. We ran into some rare characters there. Portraits of Courage, Space 220, Joy, Inside Out. Sam, it is a packed show. There's more information than we need. And let's do this, my friend.
Dude, Encanto celebrations, you name it, and popcorn.
Dude, do the lights
all
go
that
on?
More coming back. Where do we start, Greg? It was one heck of a week, that's for sure. I got back down to Walt Disney World. Finally, you and I hung out for a bit, and I got to do all the things that you've been talking about, like Storybook Circus, Smell-o-fins.
You did. You saw some Smell-o-fins, my friend.
I did. I got a sticker book. I got all that good stuff. I ran into my an awesome popcorn bucket, thanks to somebody I know, but check that out. It does light up.
Oh, my God, it does light up. That is awesome. And it pulls back and goes.
It does pull back and go. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Not fast enough, though. I need to see if I can overcharge it.
First off, never put a Sour Patch Kid in your mouth right as you're starting.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Give me a moment to catch up. And second off, everybody out there, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. Go to Sam's Disney Diary, which you are probably watching on, or the Fantasyland News YouTube channels. Give it a shout out. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Holly. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sam, I think I'm going to start the presentation today.
Yes, please. Because I'm a little behind on the workspace, but we're getting caught up. That's for sure. Whoa, bears! Bears!
Speaking of bears, we have a brand new. I mean, you know me and bears, man. It's just
so a lot went on. Look, I was there
when I saw them. I was like, we need to walk through Frontierland. I need to see myself a bear. So we saw two bears.
We did, and Greg's all over that. And I did experience firsthand what it is like to walk through a park, just pick it, any of them, and there happens to be a character, and all you see is a blue streak go flying away towards the character, and you don't even know what's happening. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, reminded me of my children when they would run to get pins or something like that. But that was
Yeah, I am the
Greg. And
largest
Holly, I
child
get
you
it.
will
I
meet.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it now.
It's yeah. Holly, he does understand the chaos that is going with me to the park. Characters, man, I like it. Just brings me joy. Speaking of Inside Out too, it brings
Speaking of
me
joy,
so much joy. Let's start at Tiana's, my friend, because
yes, please.
we had such a great time over there.
Special thank you to those cast members that assisted in helping us participate in the cast member preview.
Yeah,
that was wonderful and completely appreciated. Look at that. That's awesome.
It's us.
That's us. That's us right in front of Tiana's. That's proof that we were there.
You made the greatest joke I heard that day, and you were like, how we have the backside of water, the eighth wonder of the world over at Jungle Cruise.
Yes.
And you turned to me and went, hey, it's the ninth wonder of the world. It's the backside of frogs.
The backside of frogs. So those are the frogs that if you're looking directly into Tiana's Bayou Adventure, you will see them sitting, looking at the log flumes as they're going by, but you're looking at the backside of the frogs. So
yeah, and what's great is we finally got it on video is the frogs actually do talk. Well, they don't talk. They ribbit, croak, whatever frogs
sure.
do.
They are like every critter in that attraction. Sing along, and by the time you're out of it, you're humming along to the tunes as well. So yes,
we went over there. It was cast member. It was 109,212 degrees out, so we were nice and sweaty with all those bodies around us. These are, by the way, these are all wonderful people. Standing in line with cast members is so fun because you hear great stories. You get to interact with the cast members and just have a good time, which we did. The ride did have a few malfunctions. They got through it and we did end up getting on the ride, but here's just a few pictures, without spoiling anything, of just us hanging out in the queue. Moving along, and then of course,
which by the way, the outdoor queue, as you mentioned, the outdoor queue is the same. Yep. They didn't change the pathing. The theming is clearly changed.
We have talked about foods. Yeah, we have talked about this for months now, and we've watched individual themings go in. I remember having a conversation about the cars going in, her delivery truck going in. There it is, uncovered, looking beautiful. Disney restored it perfectly. Princess Tiana throwing a Mardi Gras party for all of New Orleans. This is the beginning of the storyline. The storyline is brilliant. If you really want to know about it, go to my YouTube and check out one of the videos we just did. Is storyline. I know Sam's going to have it up any day now. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but on the bottom here, you're going to see where it says local dressmaker wins. And it basically, it's a true story. A local dressmaker from Alabama actually made a Princess Tiana dress and won, being one of the first people to ever ride on the new Tiana's Bayou
Which
Adventure.
Is really cool. And there are little hints, subtle hints like that everywhere in the queue. There's a call out to Splash Mountain in the queue if you look hard enough. There is, as we talked about on the last show, the tribute to Tiana's father, the World War I veteran. This time. World War I veteran, and that was Memorial Day related. It's just it's a great queue. It's
a great queue. And then don't forget celebration at my place tonight. Everybody's welcome to
look
join.
At the beignets in that kitchen, my man. I'm just like,
I can't wait for June 28th. I'm not running for the ride. I'm running for beignets, my friend.
I am going to say that once you ride this and you go through it, and it's great. It's all about Tiana's foods. But when you get off of this ride, I really do want to go and visit where Tiana's cooking all this stuff up. And, I think we'll get that eventually in Disney World, but that's clearly going to be the case in Disneyland because Tiana's already open there.
Right. Tiana's place needs to be open down here. And
yes.
Anyway, Salt Mines, I got a close up because look at the theming on that. Like that really does look like salt is on all the walls. I hope that theming stays like that. I don't know how well it's going to stay on the walls, but Disney will figure it out.
It looks great.
And then as you hop on the ride, here we go. It's just a few images from being on the ride itself. I thought it was really impressive. We had a great time. This one, I just wanted to point this out because if you look at this wall, what you're really looking at, and I hope people see this, is that is the actual ingredients and the recipe for Tiana's gumbo.
I love that detail. You have to love that
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah, and by the way, back in the queue, go to her kitchen. The recipe is on the wall also, so you can actually take that recipe and take it home, follow along the directions, and it's there.
I absolutely love that, Greg,
Yeah.
and the ride's great. I have no complaints whatsoever. It's great. Splash Mountain.
Right. And then just
People are
there
going
we
to
go.
love it.
Lewis, there's some of the band members. There's the Bears. It's me and Bears, man. I had to get the Bears blowing some reeds.
I know it is.
The
I love
frogs.
that there are areas in here that have animatronics, that have themings that didn't previously. I really like that.
It's really nice that they did a tribute to Ray and had the fireflies in there. I thought that was really important to do.
Yeah.
And then this is one of my favorite pictures. This is us about to go down Splash Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the drop.
And
greatest view in Magic Kingdom.
There. That is wonderful. I love the greenery, not just from the attraction, but from the trees lining the rivers of America. That's great.
Yeah, it's just Florida, and like it's amazing. Space Mountain way back there, the Contemporaries back there. Of course, Cinderella Castle. You can see all of Frontierland. If I was just over where you were sitting, I would have gotten more of the Haunted Mansion. But there is Charlotte and Tiana's mom Eudora. And then, of course, there is the, Sam, and I was telling you about this the other day, is down at the bottom, you can see there's the frogs and the Critter Band, and I wanted to show you that.
They're in the pictures that I took, but while riding, it's a reason to ride again, right? Because there's so much going on. I mean, that's the ending scene, and there's a lot happening, lots to look at, and many reasons to come back and ride it again.
Right. And then getting out of the queue, because we didn't want to spoil everything on the ride. I hope that these posters are for sale, because I will buy the community band posters. And this is what you're going to see in Critter Co-op when that finally does open.
Yes, I can't wait to see that. And what he's got are posters of all the band critters and areas.
And I thought this was great. It's just a nice little tribute. It's and they all lived happily ever after. And there's a bear up there. And this is
you took that picture because there's a bear there. I know it.
Yeah, that's why. This is going to be the photo spot when everything opens up. Was able to
the photo stop and the store as well, right? Because there's
some great backdrops that you'll be able to take some pictures in front of. So like a step and repeat.
Do you think is that a step and repeat, or is that going to be merchandise? Because they used to have some merch in that store. We're talking about the store right before the restrooms, right after the restrooms. They used to. I remember that was the place where they'd sell towels, right? You'd have beach towels in there all the time.
Yeah, it's possible that they will be there. I don't know. I hope that they leave it as a step and repeat. I hope people can get pictures of that and kind of walk away with a memento. So let's move over,
Barbara,
Sam.
Absolutely a fun ride, Barbara.
Absolutely. To Epcot the day before everything opened, because you and I got to walk around Epcot.
We did.
That blue blur you saw running away, who went and disappeared, was because I saw these guys. And it wasn't just me, but there was Captain Hook was there.
Yes.
Which, of course, I mean,
and by the way, this is in Epcot. This is near the American Adventure while we were walking back, right between the Joffreys and Sam the Eagle's place, the Regal Eagle. And that's where the characters came out. And boom, they were everywhere.
Yeah. And happy birthday, Donald, or happy anniversary, Donald. It was his 90th anniversary. Yeah.
Yes. And Donald was there. That was a great addition there. And he definitely knew. He definitely reacted to anybody asking him or telling him happy anniversary, happy birthday.
Yeah, he asked me to sing to him. I sang he's a jolly good fellow, and he sang along.
Oh, very good. I missed that.
Quacked
I was busy. Sure. I was busy with Hook doing the tick tock, and watching him run, which I thought was kind of fun.
I thought you had a great interaction with them. I was over by Donald, but I was like, man, this is great. Eeyore was just as special as Eeyore always is. Smee again. Big Al was there. Mickey Mouse was there.
Big Al, who took some time away from his rehearsals, as we found out, and asked him how those rehearsals were going, and he said they were going well.
Speaking of rehearsals, real
Yes.
quick, since he is up on the screen, we now have an opening date for Country Bear, a musical jamboree.
Yes, we
A
do.
musical review, musical jamboree.
Yes. Yeah, one of those. The new
New
Country Bears
Bears,
Jamboree.
not new bears, old bears, new outfits,
Old Bears, new outfits, new
new
songs,
songs,
new
yeah.
theming. July the 17th, am I right?
July 17th, 2024. That'll be our next big event down here is seeing some Country Bears.
See some Country Bears jamboreeing.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they're jamboreeing. Let's move over to American Adventure. As we walked in, I thought this was excellent. I think you're going to have a YouTube up about it. I already have mine put up. We got in there to go see the new a Commander-in-Chief's tribute to the American Warriors. It is paintings done by George W. Bush, the 43rd, is it? 45th? 43rd.
That sounds about right.
43rd President of the United States. His portraits of veterans that he personally got to know who served from 9/11 on. So very, very important to distinguish that. And the paintings are located throughout.
And he also has there's a book that he has there as well, right? But
I actually
very
have
nicely done.
That coming up too.
Yep, perfect.
What I thought was great was that not only are the portraits up there, the book is available. It's just a great. That's what I was going to say. We got over there, and the Voices of Liberty were singing the U.S. not Army, but what is it? All the military,
the military medley. Let's call it that.
Every like theme song for each military unit.
Branch of the military.
Thank you. Those are the words I'm looking for.
Yes.
There's the book, Portraits of Courage, a Commander-in-Chief's Tribute to American Warriors by George W. Bush. There's letters to the president that are over there. It's just something I think that is really cool that Disney is doing now. This will be around until next year. It's a year-long showing they have over there.
A year-long, sure. Love it.
It was great.
No problem with that at all.
Yep,
something
loved it.
Cool to look at while you're hanging out, waiting for the Voices of Liberty. So before you get here, as we leave, portraits. I forget where we were going. Actually, we might have been headed to Morocco, or it might be backwards because I had not been to the annual pass lounge.
We were going to go there, but you wanted to get to the front to record something.
Yes, the Forces of Nature, which I had not recorded just yet. And we were headed that direction when Greg suddenly says, from across the lagoon, looking over in France, in the lower level by the water, is that? And I go, I think that's Maleficent. And he was gone before I finished the word Maleficent. He was gone.
What do you think? 150 yards?
Your sprint? I did not know you had that gear. Let's put it that way.
But it was amazing to see her so far away and just be like, could that be?
Well, it was like, are those horns or is that part of the tree? Oh, no, those are horns. That's Maleficent.
Gone. Just gone.
And
I got there
amazing
in just enough time for them to shut off the line behind me. So if I did not move my way through the park, I would not have got this.
I'm telling you. We were walking in a good clip, Greg, and you put it into another gear and went.
That picture right there. That's what I wanted. Cool. I wanted the picture of me going, oh my gosh, it's Maleficent. But it was, cool. Sam, it made the day for me, man. Like you and I hanging out, we had such a great time doing all that it just was perfect.
It was cool.
We got back. I met you over at the Land. We got to ride with the Land. No wait. Parks were kind of quiet. Now, before we get to Space 220, I want to talk about crowds because they seemed not non-existent, but lighter than it should be or has been on the second week of June in a weekend.
I can say they felt low. I don't have anything to compare it to other than my last trip. But all of that said, the headliner attraction still had pretty nice lines, right? But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. So hold on a second.
Yeah.
This will tell you how it was. we were able to get a Space 220 reservation the evening before. So that will tell you, I don't know that you can get a Space 220 reservation that quickly for the next day, which is what I was able to do.
And so we went to Space 220, my friend.
We did.
I've not been here for over a year. They have some new menu items.
They do?
Yeah, we ate them. They were good. We did the 2-course lunch, which is $55 a person.
That's right.
With adult beverages cost extra on top of that. But you get to choose an appetizer and a main course. And you do get to sit down and relax in air conditioning and the beautiful setting of Space 220.
Wonderful, because it was awfully warm.
Yeah. And you're elevating your dining by 220 miles into the atmosphere.
It's a great place. It's not a place I'd go to all the time because it's not the most economical for certain, but I don't get there often, and I was going.
Right. You're paying. Okay. So the lunch prices should be what the dinner prices are. They're good. The food is good. It's not overwhelming proportions like you used to get. You're paying for the theming. And I think if the dinner prices was what lunch was, this place would be a whole lot better. But it's a little pricey.
The fact that they're selling out, I mean,
right.
We were lucky to run into a reservation.
So I had the buffalo cauliflower, which was really good. You got the calamari.
Yes, I did. Calamari was good.
You ended up with the salmon dinner.
I did. Very good.
Yeah, and I ended up with
very
steak
tasty
frites
and lots of French fries.
There was more French fries than you and I could finish ourselves.
That is true.
But I will say the green beans and whatever it was about them, they were very buttery, very good. They were probably one of my favorite green beans I've ever had. They were excellent.
Wow. I did not realize that. That's cool.
Yeah. Then there we are. Space 220. Now, the next day.
Oh, yes. The next day.
I want to bring this up because Sam, hopefully my daughter Rory is watching this right now, which I think she is.
Yeah, hopefully.
You tried to force my poor daughter into.
I didn't force anybody. I just asked if they wanted to try.
Sam, what does this say in English?
In English, I'm not sure because there's no sub captions, but I think it says squid flavored. Was it squid or was it?
It was roasted squid.
They are squid Lay's roasted squid.
Yes.
They weren't that bad.
You know, as long as you did not inhale the bag, like smell the bag while you were eating them.
Which I suggested
really
you
good.
do because I had.
You did it and you were like, hey, why don't you smell it? And I was like, you know what? I've listened to people all my life go, smell this.
And then I go, oh.
And then I did. And I was like, oh, no, should not have smelled it.
I do like there is a nice selection of unique Lay's branded chips in Japan and in China.
Japan,
in China.
I will tell you next time you come down, we were going to do the Japan challenge, which is we each go in and buy 2 different things of their snacks, and then we bring them all together and we try each other's snacks and see who has the worst one and the best one.
Got it. We will try that. Are we trying to get the worst one or the best one? Who wins? The winner is the one that's the worst or
both
the best?
Both.
Okay. Rory is participating, correct?
Yes, Rory is actually in on that. I'm going to give her the money to go buy 2 snacks. But she has to try all the other ones. Anyway, so the joke is my daughter came over and Sam's like, why don't you ask them to eat it? Let's wait for them. I was like, there is no way that she is going to eat that in any way, shape, or form. Sam's like, and then you started selling it like your dad said you'd love this. I was like, don't throw me under the bus, man. She did not try them, by the way. She was dumb.
Yeah, that's fine because we ate them.
Just a beautiful Epcot shot. You were taking the shots. I was like, I got to take a shot like that. So I did.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Just
the next day, my friend, was the opening of June 10th. We had a whole lot of stuff going on June 10th. We were busy all day.
Yes. So let's talk through
Slinky Dog sippers were coming out, and
Slinky Dog sippers and the popcorn bucket that I showed. I do have a Slinky Dog sipper, not on me right here. It is upstairs, but I did get one. Those, by the way, sold out in 2 hours the first day. And I talked to one of the cast members who basically said, look, we have lots of them. They're not here. We'll have them tomorrow. And they were everywhere the next day. Everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere.
So there you go. There's the Slinky Dog Sipper. Moving
the
on.
Popcorn bucket's cooler.
Inside Out 2 has come to that whole area of Pixar Place, Pixar Pavilion, whatever you want to call that. After you go by Walt Disney Presents and before you get into Toy Story Land, is where the Toy Story meet and greets are. There's a new mural for Inside Out. You can see all the emotions, the new characters, the lands, the console. Looks great. And then there's your popcorn bucket, which is the Alien Pizza Planet popcorn
delivery
bucket.
truck. The delivery truck. Yeah, you gotta love it. With an alien driving, it's the best.
There's a whole lot of new snacks. And then of course, $24.59 for the pizza. Not bad at all. There you go.
There you go. That might be the same truck that I have right here. How about that?
That is the same truck you have right there. Just with my hand.
That's it. It's the same one.
And you're lucky it was for you, because if it was for me, I would have had it driving through the whole place. I would have had like the camera on the back end of it and had it driving through.
I understand.
Joy has come over to Hollywood Studios. It was the first time. This is literally her walking in 2 minutes after there. I love her hair. I need to figure out how to do that silver highlight to my hair.
Oh, I'm sure that can be done.
Well, I just need to learn how to do it.
Right. That's awesome. So perfect, Joy at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. There's me looking at her.
Inside Out 2. Yep. For Inside Out 2, that's where Joy is. And that's what premiered. That is awesome. So before we get to this, let me share from my end, if that's all right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I have there we go. All right. So the day before, of course, Mickey and Friends meet and greet is behind construction walls. And we know on the app, you have a couple of things happening in the front of World Celebration, right? And I wanted to talk about this for a second because there was some entertainment happening. You had Forces of Nature, which I finally got to see and record, and those guys are good. The Jameters are entertaining up there. And you had a big area that was just wide open, green, nothing there just yet. We knew that's where CommuniCore Hall, CommuniCore Plaza would end up. And the next day on the map, they did indeed show up on the map, CommuniCore Hall, CommuniCore Plaza, along with additional entertainment, including Encanto, the celebration of Encanto, which we'll talk about in just a second. And, some really cool scenery and things in there. I did get the obligatory monorail ride in recorded, so I figured
I love this. 2 minutes to go around the whole Epcot World Showcase, not even World Showcase, the front. World Celebration, World Nature, and
World Celebration, Discovery. World Nature, and of course, I am looking towards the center. Now, one of the things that I really like here as you come through, it's open now. The construction walls are gone, so all the way around, whether we're looking at Connections Cafe, or the Creation Shop, or any of those areas, it's all opened. Look at some of the spaces there; it just looks amazing. Now, what else I love is some of the festival blooms are still there, Greg, and that's so fun to see because usually they're gone. What I don't like seeing are the empty festival kiosks, but that is what it is, right?
One of the amazing things is I think we moved down here when the walls went up. So we got here a few days before walls went up everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So we got to enjoy the park like 2 or 3 times before walls went up. And so I've known nothing but walls. I remember the walls where the whole center, and you had to do this big zigzag to get over to Guardians of the Galaxy or to get over. Oh, yeah,
exactly.
And then they shut off that, and that's not even a walkway anymore. It's now plants and trees. Then it was, they would open it up slowly, and slowly a wall would be pushed back, or you would get to see a little bit more trees, or they opened up the Moana section, and then it was World Celebration opened up, and we got the gardens, and we got the center area, and everything just really started coming together. to the
And
point where
yeah.
we now have really no major walls up, especially in the front, except for when you go in to the right-hand side after where Minnie used to meet, which is now Pluto meet and greet. There's just a wall over there that is for a walkway that they're working on.
Yeah, and that is sort of the temporary where they were pushing you for a while to go right back towards the coral reef, which they're not doing anymore.
Yeah, so it's nice to finally get breathing space. It is a whole brand new central section. We were here when we talked to the Imagineers about it, and they said that it was going to open up. No other theme park in the world had ever taken the Centrals area and completely gutted it and redid it for the future, just like what
they
Epcot
redid the hub.
did. Yeah,
They absolutely did. They redid the hub. There's CommuniCore Hall. Love that you can see straight through to Imagination. Inside CommuniCore Hall, there's really not much right now. It's some chairs. But let's say Disney never advertised this as a lounge or a space to hang out. It's a white box where they'll be able to bring in things that go with festivals. And right now there is no festival, so it's just the space. Reminded me a little bit of the walkway inside of the old CommuniCore halls, if you remember that.
or an airport, or a school cafeteria.
Well, there's not. It has the ability to be lots of things.
It has the ability to be anything. So does a mall.
And it will be.
So does you were more inclined to talk about what it can be, and I think that's admirable of you. I was more inclined to go.
Well, there's nothing here because there's no festival, right? They advertise this as this is where you're going to have the food demonstrations,
right?
Okay, so when Flower
and the
Garden,
walls
when
were
Food and Wine comes around.
That.
Yeah, when Food and Wine comes around, I can't wait to see that. Is this going to be the place where you're going to have a culinary presentation or a mixology or something? All of that can happen in these spaces.
I will say
wait to see that this fall.
It's air conditioned and there's seats.
Yes.
But you know what? There was air conditioning and seats in the old CommuniCore Hall too, but we had to wait 5 years for these seats and air conditioning.
Well, you have the seats and air conditioning across the way, and you have lots of seats and power supplies in the garden area. So that's the one thing you're not going to find inside of CommuniCore Hall is plugs to plug things in, because that's not what it is. Those things are outside or over at Starbucks.
You need to go in the heat to heat up your devices.
Celebration Encanto is the new performance that is happening in CommuniCore Plaza, which is a great. How do you best describe this, Greg?
I describe it as probably the greatest family show Disney has going on right now, because it's interactive, it's fun for families, it's fun for older people. It's nice to sit around and listen to the show. The performers get involved with the audience. There's audience participation. I think, and it is the mixture of like Beauty and the Beast live on stage, and a parade with your favorite characters. Beauty and the Beast. That's what it is. It's Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Tales with Belle, and Beauty and the Beast live on stage. It's those two things combined into the center.
I'll add a third, because I will also say it's part sing-along, because there's the songs that come up with the bouncing and everybody sings to them. So you've taken the best of so many things Disney has. A sing-along, a dance party, and character interaction are all in the show, and it's a great addition.
You know me, I would normally say getting Mickey, Goofy, and Minnie back as a meet and greet at Mickey and Friends was the best thing. I was blown away at how good Celebration Encanto is. Which, by the way, means charming celebration in English, just so people are wondering. I think this is the best show Disney has going on right now. I hope it stays around longer than September, but you never know what's next. And Disney Live Entertainment is doing a fabulous job. If somebody did a fabulous job at World Celebration, it is Disney Live Entertainment with this show.
I completely agree. And we're going to go out of order for just a second because the next image I have is the location in the evening time with the lights on behind it, which you've talked about for so long. But what I want to get to is integrated directly next to that stage is a counter service location. And what I wanted to talk about, I thought it was an image coming up, but it isn't. The counter service location is an extension of that stage show. So in this instance, it was a lot like the festival foods that you found back in the Encanto section for Flower and Garden Festival. They moved the best of that, including
I'm from Colombia.
they moved that food up there, which gives them the opportunity in the future, Greg, to change that show and change the counter service to match the performances. And I think that gives them some flexibility and some really cool potentials.
Yeah, when we are done with your pictures, we'll go back to my pictures because I have pictures of some of the food, and you and I are going to review it for a second because I think we both have positive things to talk about.
We absolutely do. Do you want to do that now? Let's do that.
Sure. Let me bring this up.
And then we'll get to the evening because I love the fact that the stage flips to evening entertainment, which is even better.
So I will go over to Celebration Encanto like we were at.
Yes.
But again, there's Mirabelle, Bruno. You can see they're down in the audience itself dancing. They do surface pressure where kids get up and try and flex their muscles.
Which was awesome.
Yeah. There's me and Bruno. You got to be quick, people. If you want pictures with the characters, you got to be quick because I got two great ones. I got Crazy Eye Bruno, and there's Mirabelle as she's running through the crowd.
Yeah, running through the crowd, which is great. I would love to see this at night because I want to see those lights in working. There's inside of the hall, and
there's the food.
There's some of the food.
So the adult beverage, excellent. You had the hibiscus. I had the mango, and man, that was the strongest mango pale ale, whatever you want to call it, I've ever had.
It was good.
I was happy for like 6 hours, man. I was like, that's the strongest one I've ever had.
That's good.
This though, the cheese, it's like what I want you to describe it because I think you said it best.
It was like, I forget what it was called. It was like two cornbread pancakes with cheese. So imagine a grilled cheese sandwich that's made with two cornbread pancakes. That's
and then you put a little. I used the lime on top of mine.
That's why it was there.
Thought that citrus flavor brightened it up. Excellent, good price. Really good. Everything I thought was excellent on that. I was really happy with that.
You're gonna need a fork to cut it
and a knife.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, knife. I'm sorry.
And then it's got a little bit of the crumble on top. Excellent.
Festival favorites. That's what it's called. I was looking for the name of that food location.
Do you have any more from that day, or should I continue?
I do. Let me let me jump back in there because I have a couple of things, including in the evening, La Calais, the street. That is the evening performance. This is a street band, much like the street band over at Animal Kingdom. Those guys they were great. I can't wait to see these guys at night. They were out there jamming. And it was hot, and these guys were jamming. So.
And if you have been to Disney Springs, you will know some of these band members.
Yes, they have been there. Yes.
So yeah, they've been performing around Disney World. They're great. They're just excellent. Yeah.
Another spot I did want to highlight where the walls came down. This is the Rose Walkway, which you and I have talked about so often. That construction wall that used to be where the playground is down, and there's a more permanent. Temporary space, flex space, I think is what they call it.
Yeah. Here's what I wish you had done. And I personally will take blame because I did not get over there to take pictures. But if you look at where the cornhole is,
yes,
it is in the pattern of Spaceship Earth.
Oh,
and
I did not notice.
The tic-tac-toe or whatever is also in the pattern of Spaceship Earth.
You're right.
So
that is the
what
the
did
color
Disney do?
palette.
They made each new world zone look and feel like you're in one area. So
Yes,
World
absolutely.
Discovery all has like the same lights, the same lighting around it. It's just a feel to it. World Celebration has a lot. It goes all the way from Spaceship Earth all the way back to this space on the Rose Walk, and everything in between all has the same feel and look to it, and it is impressive.
It absolutely is. Here's a little bit of the celebration in Kanto, just to kind of see how it's a little bit crowded. The only thing that I will say is in the daytime when it's 90 degrees out, it is hot. There's no shade in this particular area. They had some, what did they have? Some umbrellas around, but a few things going on there. Monorail coming by.
I will say also, people will not be that, it won't be that crowded every show. This was the second show that they'd ever done. So of course it's going to be crowded on day one.
Yes. Completely agree with that.
Yeah.
What else do I have here? Celebration
new
of Kanto. New restrooms too. Yeah, that's right. This is La Calle, the street band.
I have a friend that I told Sam, I was like, I need to go use the restroom because I got to go take pictures inside. And what I meant was I had to wait for people to leave the restroom so I can get pictures of the facade of the restroom. Not I had to go into the restroom and take pictures. But anyway,
we'll leave it at that. Yeah, that's fine.
We'll leave it at that. I got pictures. Right. I got pictures, Sam.
I'm sure that you do. What else do you have, my friend?
Oh man, I mean,
because there all right. So we covered Country Bears. There were some other announcements that happened. We talked about Joy. Let's see what else you have there. Oh, Muppet Vision. We had it over there.
Went over to Muppet Vision, and we were just hanging out by this point. We had no agenda, but I love seeing all these Miss Piggy, Kermit. They all have. I didn't know one was from Leland, Mississippi. Is that where Kermit is from?
Don't know.
Yeah. Of course. It is now officially the rainy season down here. It is held off raining here for about a month and a half. So it's nice to finally have the rain right now.
All you needed was to have me come down, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate that. New Disney Eats collection has come out for this month. We have, it is the strawberry, what do you call this? Not Jimmy's, sprinkles. Strawberry sprinkles.
That's what it is? Strawberry sprinkles?
Yeah. It's a strawberry sprinkle donut.
Strawberry sprinkled donut. Okay.
Yes. And I wish my camera did justice for some of this because it is as pink can be. But there's a new tumbler. It's a new Starbucks tumbler. There's the new ears, new Spirit jersey. People love the Spirit jersey. I've had more people go, I wish I had that Spirit jersey. I don't get it, but some people love it.
Yeah,
there's the new Loungefly. It looks like a pool floaty.
It sort of does. I agree with that.
It does look good, though. There's also the Stitches Attacks Snacks collection. It is donut and angels winking at you, which is a bit weird. You mentioned this. I was like, I've never seen this before. And it is the first 6 months of the Snacks collection.
It's a Snacks collection Christmas ornament set. There's 6 of them, and it's the first 6 months. So
by the way,
we can look back and remember the pizza and the lollipops and the ice cream.
Remember me when you're eating by your tree. Remember me. Can we talk real quick about the Mickey ice cream sandwich? That is now for sale.
Oh, the ice cream sandwich is for sale? Because I saw. All right, we're talking about the Mickey face cookie. I thought it was an ice cream sandwich, but what I found back in Storybook Treats was 2 cookies with a green icing in the middle, not ice cream. And I thought, no, I'm not going to try that.
Horrific.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't try it. Let's just put it that
Whatever
way.
that cream is in the center is not creamy or icy or good in any way, shape, or form. They should have left it alone.
Now, my go-to back there, and the reason I didn't, Greg, my go-to is the big chocolate chip cookie with the Mickey ears that are dipped in chocolate. That's for me the go-to.
Good choice. Go-to. You know what I've really been into lately is the Werther's pecan turtles.
Sure.
Those things from back there are so good.
Nothing wrong with those.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
there's
the
not
other
many
place
things you
where
can
you
go
find money.
wrong with it unless it's a green cookie sandwich. Got
You
it.
can go very wrong with that green cookie sandwich. Why couldn't you just make the ice cream bar, Sam? It's not
Yeah.
that hard. You just spent $20 billion building out the center of Epcot and putting an airport lounge in there. The least you could have done is a mint ice cream
The airport
bar.
lounge. You found
It's
some
an
pins
airport.
too. I think these are the Stitch pins.
Yes.
6 of 12.
Yep.
Were the other, so the only thing I noticed about this pin set, maybe it's because I had it in my hand, there are 3 pins in this set, not
Yes.
2. I just thought it was a Stitch and an Angel. Have they all had 3?
Depends on which set you get. I know
Okay.
there's a few that had 3, and then there's other ones that had like a larger size Stitch. So it was 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You and I,
over
my
to Animal
friend,
Kingdom.
we got
Yes.
over to Animal Kingdom because it is the 30th anniversary of Disney's The Lion King,
Yes.
starting June 10th. And so there's new snacks and treats and delectables and more snacks and more treats. And you got Timon's Luau.
Timon's Luau was great. Timon's Luau included an edible flower, which, by the way, Rory and Holly, Greg would not try whatsoever. He completely closed his mouth and stopped talking for a little bit, which is hard to believe, but he did. He won't eat a flower.
I wouldn't eat that flower.
Okay. It was good. It was fine. I want to try it because
guava jam, lemon curd in between cake and then whipped cream.
it was cake in a cup with the flour on top. Now, I ate the flour because to me, I'm thinking this came from the land. It came from when you're riding the boat and it says edible flowers and somebody picked it right from there and put it on top of this. That's why I liked it.
Yeah.
And Holly's not surprised.
Not surprised. All right. Inside Out 2, my friend.
Tell me about your experience. And I am, unfortunately, I could not stay that long. I had to go, but because of airplane delays, it turned out I could have probably made it.
I know. You could have just waited at CommuniCore Hall.
Yes, I know. Because
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I meant the airport lounge. You could have come over to the AMC 24 at Disney Springs. I'm just going to keep singing
I need to now determine where is a beer more expensive, that airport lounge or CommuniCore Hall. Anyway,
MCO is probably cheaper.
Better selection.
Better selection, much better. Honestly, I love that. Whatever that mango one was, I was just lost for 6 hours.
Well, and it's also what I thought was interesting was there were no sign. The signage did not say the brands of beers or the types. They were on the taps, and the cast members had it listed because all the signs said seasonal beverage, seasonal beer.
Which, by the way,
which means
we found that out at Odyssey Building also.
Yes, Odyssey was the same way. So Odyssey is open, by the way, and we should mention that because I wasn't sure if it would be during the festival because there is no festival, but Odyssey was definitely open with the seasonal beer, drinks, and pretzels. All the pretzels. Mickey Pretzel.
Half of the Odyssey Lounge is a DVC lounge because they are working on the DVC lounge over at Journey into Imagination with Figment. So that upstairs is now closed while I fix the elevator. They've moved over to the Odyssey. The Odyssey is open. They had a really good orange ale and a lemon.
Very good. I liked it. I like the orange. You like the lemon, and we didn't sway. We just stuck with what we liked.
That lemon ale is going to be my summer drink no matter where I go this year. It's like if I'm at Epcot, that's where I'm going for my nighttime adult beverage.
I get it.
Yeah. So Inside Out.
Tell us Inside Out 2.
Over at AMC 24 Disney Springs.
Yeah. Tell me about the event.
D23, if you were a D23 Gold member, you could go online a few days ago and score yourself a free 3 tickets. So it was you plus 2 others per Gold member. So my wife and I both are Gold members. We ended up with like 5 tickets or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really nice, packed, but it was in the big theater over there. So we went up to the 3rd level, checked in. We got this again, like I said, this nice cup which the
Awesome.
characters of Inside Out 2 are on.
That is great. A little gift for attending. That's great.
Yeah. And that's what D23 does. Look, my D23 membership for both my wife and I was about $100, right?
Mhm.
For 4 of us to go to the movie last night would have been $45-50.
Sure.
And there's half my price of being a D23 member, not including all the other free stuff I've gotten all this year. So I've actually gotten about $400 and $500 worth of stuff living at Disney World being a D23 Gold member.
And by the way, this particular event was not just in Orlando. There were probably 6 or 7 cities nationally that had it.
Tyler Silva, welcome in. Happy Wednesday.
Hi, Tyler. And unfortunately, where I live was not one of them, but there were a lot of major cities across the United States that were hosting this event.
Yeah. So they did no previews, no nothing. 5 minutes before the show, they came out. Security went to each level, and it's 3 levels at this AMC 24. We were front row, the top level. A security guard was posted at each exit on each level, and then one down below. And they were like, "You now need to turn off your phone." There's the second time I've done Disney something where they were like, "You have to shut it off. Like, we know if it's on. If it's on, we are taking your phone. It's going to California. They're going to test to see if you have any footage, and then they're going to send it back to you." And
that's interesting. So let me interrupt you for a second. I did Mary Poppins Returns preview here locally. And they actually had us put our phones in a bag and seal the bag. So turn it off, put it in the bag. The Ziploc gets a piece of tape sealed across it.
Yep.
And right? So I know exactly what you're talking about.
What you realize is, oh, by the way, you did sign over the rights when you ordered these tickets for them to do that. They can take your phone, send it to California, make sure you have no footage.
Which, by the way, there's a big, I see the big thing right there on your image that says you're not allowed to talk about any of this until about 6 hours ago.
Yeah. And guess what? Exactly 6 hours ago, my review came out, and I did and let me tell everybody, I made sure over at Fantasyland News, it is a spoiler-free review. There's no spoilers. I do talk about one small scene in the movie, but it doesn't spoil anything.
That's good.
So I have a generic, not generic. I have a good spoiler-free review up on the website, and the basics of it are simple, Sam. This is a summer blockbuster return to form for Disney and Pixar. And when I say summer blockbuster, most people think Independence Day, big loud explosions, a lot of violence, not violence, but a lot of over-the-top action sequences.
Sure.
You got your Independence Day stuff like that. This is Disney's version of a summer blockbuster. This is that Pixar comes out with a Toy Story, or in this case, Inside Out 2. It is Pixar's return to form. They've kind of suffered for about 5 years. A lot of fan backlash has hit them. I think they've learned to not upset either side of any political spectrum and kind of play the middle guy. It's safe, but it's good. And it really does hit emotions, and it talks about them, but it ties them all together in such a beautiful ball that by the end of it, I watch the people around me crying and laughing and having a good time. And by the end of it, Sam, I think the best way to put this is my daughter, who helped write the review, did not want to see this movie. She thought she'd had no connection to it. As soon as we walked out of the theater, she gave us a hug and said that movie hit her so hard. She loved it. It's a family movie. Yes, it does deal with a child growing up and going through puberty, but it doesn't talk about anything that parents shouldn't discuss with their children first about it.
So this comes out
it's not
this
like
weekend.
It's not turning red.
This comes out the 14th.
June 14th, ladies and gentlemen. You can go see it on June 14th.
This weekend. So Father's Day weekend.
And I'm telling you, it is Pixar at its finest. It is Up. It is Wall-E. It's Toy Story. It's Coco. It's Brave. It's the original Inside Out, just with a new story. It's Pixar. It's Finding Nemo. This is what This is why we fell in love with Pixar. This is why we love Disney animation. And it just keeps that going along. Like, and I'm really happy that we got to see this, and I loved it. And you can watch the YouTube. It'll be up in about 5 minutes once we're done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great, Greg. I love it. I can't wait to see it. And I may be headed to see it. That's for certain.
Yeah. So there we go. I think that's it. That's it from me, man. What else do you have?
It was a wonderful trip. I'm still trying to remember everything that we went through. There were a lot of announcements from Disney while we were there. They had some event going on. And was there anything else they talked about that we didn't
magic?
Some Lighthouse Point opened up on Disney Cruise.
Lookout Cay, Lighthouse Point, on the new Disney Magic is going to the new island that opened up. New characters are involved, new show called Junkanoo. And then we got more information about the upcoming The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, which is taking over for Voyage of the Little Mermaid. That information got dropped. There's going to be actual real puppets involved. New projection mapping technology is going to be involved in there, along with some live actors. What else was there?
I'll tell you what else we heard. We heard that there are going to be some big announcements coming at the Ultimate Fan event in August, and that I can't wait for. Is that in August or September? August.
That is in August 8th, 9th through the 11th. Which, by the way, both of us will be there and may do something together while we're out there.
Yeah, absolutely. We should.
So, and I want to expound on that a little bit. Josh D'Amaro, the vice president or the president of all the parks, Disney experiences, products, blah, 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 blah. He's basically the head guy. And there's Bob Iger and then there's Josh D'Amaro when it comes to parks.
Yes.
What he said was, during D23, the Ultimate Fan event happening this summer, you are going to hear a whole lot more about Walt Disney World specifically, and not just Beyond Big Thunder Mountain, and not just the tropical Americas coming to Animal Kingdom. He said it was going to be a massive preview of what's coming to Walt Disney World resorts and parks.
Yeah. So much speculation, so many things we can talk about in the future. That's for sure. Greg, I appreciate your time as always and your hospitality. Wonderful to see everybody again. Thank all of you for hanging out with us here this evening. We'll see you. Well, I think we're going to see you next week. I got a road trip coming up, so I'm going to do my best, but stay tuned.
Oh, wait, that's for you, not me.
I'm going to do my best. We'll see how it goes.
Can I be Steve Martin on this road trip?
Are those pillows?
You can be John Candy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Sam, thank you so much for coming down here. I had a great time. As always, you were an amazing person to hang out with. We always have a lot of fun. You can get Sam at samsdisneydiary.com. You can also get him at Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube, which hopefully you're watching it on, or you can get him at Sam's Disney Daily on Instagram. You can get me at fantasylandnews.com or Fantasyland News on YouTube, Fantasyland News blog on Instagram, and we're around all the time, so drop us a line to let us know that you rewatch this. We appreciate everybody. On that note, Sam, I'm going to say end of line.
Convolution. We'll see you next time.